Cheetah. Today I'm gonna make a video destroying Lilo and Stitch, or I'm sorry, Stitch and Adams, argument against Jimmy Dore, Dave Smith, and what's the guy's name? Kurt Smetzer. Their argument that if we let Russia take over Ukraine, that means we're going to risk a more destabilized world. With maybe Finland will, if we don't protect Ukraine, Finland's going to have a nuclear weapon, or Sweden's going to have a nuclear weapon, because they know right now. Okay, so we have no guarantees from Papa America to protect us. So we're gonna get nuclear weapons.
Don't agree, and I think you guys aren't getting the point that I was just trying to make. But look, I'm happy. Next time we'll come back and we could talk about all this shit. That if you want to get into the specifics of Ukraine and the history of the conflict, I'm happy to talk about all that.
Hey, what's the best
way
to reach out to you, Dave? Email or?
Yeah, Kurt gave you guys my email where you sent the
yeah. Okay,
link. Just email me that. That's perfect.
Take care,
thank you guys
man.
for having me. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of the show, everybody. Later, Kurt. Later, brother.
And then there were three.
Yeah, I know. Kurt, I thought you were going to help me moderate. Jesus.
Dude, I don't understand how you could think we should be doing any of this stuff at all ever again after the last 20 years.
Listen,
I still don't get it.
I'm trying to have a conversation about that, Kurt.
You're having a conversation about a moot point. Like, Russia's bad. I'm with you. They provoked everything. Now I want to get to why are we even involved at all?
But you understand that your point
Adam
is
answered.
not Dave's point, right?
Yeah, listen, why bother arguing that when we're at the brink of a nuclear war? That's the most relevant thing there is. Okay, and the war's not going to go well.
Okay, so should we just let countries with nukes do whatever they want because we don't want a nuclear war? Is that your position?
It's not in our hemisphere, right? I don't give a shit what they fucking do. In fact, we won't let anyone come in our hemisphere, right? So why wouldn't Russia want that?
So what happens if Russia invades Ukraine and the rest of the world says, you know what, they have nukes. We don't want to spark a nuclear war. Just let them
like Georgia, or like you mean like Georgia, or what the whole
like
Chechen
Georgia,
war?
right? What
Nothing.
happens?
Who cares?
What happens when that occurs? What is
when they invade Ukraine? Why do I give a shit at all?
No, but I'm saying, like, what is going to happen in the world events
Are other
if
people
Russia invades Ukraine and we all say let's not do anything because they have nukes? What happens after that?
We have nukes. What are you talking about? Why? Like you're missing the whole point of why are we intervening?
What does the world look like? If the world says any country with nukes can invade any country without nukes, what does the world become after that point?
We became that when we did that. We already are that. We have nukes. Okay. We can go wherever we want. So we live in that world. Looks like this.
We don't live in that world.
America doesn't go wherever it wants and it has nukes.
No, America. No.
Do you even know all the places we are? Because I didn't until recently.
If Russia invades Ukraine and we say, okay, well, they have nukes, we can do whatever, they can do whatever they want. What happens?
You think we have the authority?
Immediately after, I'm answering your question. What happens is immediately after China takes Taiwan, and every country in the world says, oh, we have to get nukes as fast as possible because that's literally the only guarantee that we're not going to get invaded by a nuclear power.
Yeah, that's why North Korea does that.
Every country scrambles to make nukes as fast as possible. No country has any authority now at this point to stop nuclear proliferation because the world has just thrown their hands up. And now you're going to have more and more countries that have nukes, which drastically increases your chances of a nuclear war, which is the entire point for 60 years that the globe has been against nuclear proliferation.
So you're actually saying right now we're closer to nuclear, that scenario that you described, we're way closer to nuclear war than what you just described. So we're much closer from intervening than if that scenario you described happened, as a matter of fact.
We're not. The problem
right on the edge of it.
There's no clean way out of the situation.
There was, yeah. Now there's not. And then we blew up their pipeline too to make sure because we wanted this to happen.
Us supporting Ukraine does increase the chances of a potential nuclear war, but us not supporting Ukraine also increases the chance of a potential nuclear war. And people are kind of arguing, well, which one's going to have a bigger increase on how nuclear war in the future is? I believe that doing nothing is going to actually increase the chances of nuclear war down the road.
So it's worth risking it in the short term to prevent it in the long term, is what you're telling me?
Of course, it depends what the chances. If you say that there's a 20% chance that us protecting Ukraine or giving them weapons is going to start a nuclear war versus us doing nothing and having an 80% chance later.
Well, those predictions are not, I wouldn't give a 80%. I would say that's not a good way to predict it. I would go with the immediate 20%. And the thing you're saying is like, a lot of shit that I'm sure a lot of people make a lot of predictions and they'd be wrong. And always I'm saying that not to be whataboutist, because every time I've heard that and they made those predictions, it was wrong.
No, that wasn't.
Domino theory, Vietnam, wrong. The fucking shit we did in the Middle East, wrong. Everything was wrong. So anybody saying that is probably a neocon dipshit who's for some reason still works, and they're wrong. That's what I think.
This to me is why the question you're asking isn't as interesting of a conversation, because we're just disagreeing on what we think the likelihood is going forward in the future, and none of us have a crystal ball and we don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, I know right now we're in a real bad spot. We're in the worst spot since the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's not a thing I made up. Anybody that knows anything will tell you that.
No. The Cuban Missile Crisis was a far worse spot than this. So I don't think.
I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right.
I mean, my parents were like hiding under their desks.
Yeah, well, they've got us programmed that a mushroom cloud is just like a fun symbol now. Like the kids care more about like gender and horse shit.
Even if Russia drops a nuke on Ukraine, which I don't think they will, and I hope they don't, that's not going to immediately trigger, the end of the world, right?
Dude, if one nuke drops, that's one too many.
I don't disagree, but I'm just saying it's not like that happens and then the world blows up.
But you see how crazy it is to go, let's say they drop one, it's not going to be the end of the world. And then you're saying it could be the end of the world if we don't invade and cause this. That doesn't make sense.
Because, okay, if we let this happen, how does this not promote every other country to get nukes after this going forward?
Every other country that doesn't like us would like to get a nuke. They would love
every country that likes us, that doesn't like us, it doesn't matter. Everyone's going to get nukes after this. Finland, Sweden,
because
Poland,
we're putting nukes in Finland?
Every country's going to have to get nukes after this.
I hope we don't put nukes in Finland. We might have already done it.
No, they wouldn't be under us control. They would want their own nukes because they don't trust us to intervene and protect them.
I don't trust us to intervene and protect them. I don't trust us.
Well, there you go. So this is just going to be massive nuclear proliferation for the entire
globe. You think Finland is secretly working on a nuke because we're not?
Not now. No, but if we did nothing and we said we're not going to do anything because Russia's nukes, then 100%.
And you give that about 80%, and you give the thing now 20%.
You think?
I don't know what Finnish intel you have, but I feel like that's like a little bit more far-fetched than the immediate problem now.
So a country's existence, and the fact that a country wants to continue existing, is generally the top of their list for concerns. Mm-hmm. And if we put out a global rule that a country with nukes can just invade a country and literally take it, then every country is going to have to get nukes after that.
Why do you keep saying we put out? Why would we be allowed to make any rules about shit?
Oh, that is complete and utter bullshit, okay? Number one, in 1974, okay, so I'm going to put this as an example. So in 1974, from June or July 1974 to August 1974, Turkey invaded Cyprus, all right? With our, our approval, because we had a military base, us and the British had a military base in Akatori, sorry, I don't know the Greek name for it, but we had a military base on the coast of Cyprus, the Greek part, and we let Turkey invade and take over parts of Cyprus. And what happened after that? Did the Greek get a nuclear weapon? No, because number one, we approved Turkey get a part of Cyprus because Archbishop Markarios was a thorn on our side. So he was not a communist, but but he didn't listen. He didn't listen to what we told him to do, man. What can we do, man? So same thing as the Greek government. So in mainland Greece, so we had to overthrow a military coup d'état, and with Archbishop Makarios, we had to let. And we just sat back and I don't know, smoke weed, drink some beer, fuck some hookers. I don't know what they were doing at that time. Well, Cyprus was being invaded by Turkey, but hey man, we sat back in a military base when that happened. One NATO country invaded another NATO country, and take half of it, half the Turkish part. So same thing as today, as we can say that one ethnic part is taking the other ethnic part. So and what happened? Did the whole world collapse? Did it became more dangerous? Oh my God! Did Greece get a nuclear weapon? Did Italy get a nuclear weapon? Did Germany even get a nuclear weapon? What the fuck happened? Nothing. That's what the fuck happened, alright? Nothing happened, okay? So, this stupid ass argument that, yeah, if we need to stop Russia taking over Ukraine, parts of Ukraine, if we don't do that, fuck. Anyway, excuse me for that. So this dumbest argument that, yeah, if we don't stop Russia taking parts of Ukraine, or if we don't stop Russia right now, that, you know, the world is going to be a terrible place, Sharif. The world is going to be a terrible place for democracy, Finland's going to get a nuclear weapon. Really? How? And what I want to say, okay, so if Finland gets a nuclear weapon, you know, who do you have to answer to? America, motherfucker, really. You know, if Finland wants to get a nuclear weapon, you know who we have to talk to? To the big dogs. America, France, UK. Okay? There's a fucking hierarchy in the EU. If you don't want to admit it or not, but you know, there's a fucking hierarchy. If Finland wants to get a nuclear weapon, that means he wants to be part of the big dogs. Okay? And nobody's going to let him do that, alright? America is going to do a coup d'etat or have a sit down with or sanction them or whatever. So Finland is not going to get a fucking nuclear weapon, alright? That's not how it's going to fucking happen, alright? Like, what a fucking dumb argument, man. That, you know, Finland, if we don't fucking, stop, if we don't arm Ukraine and risk a nuclear war with Russia, that Finland, who gives a fuck? Alright, so Finland gets a nuclear weapons, who gives a fuck, man? Is that the worst thing in the fucking world? Alright, let's say, okay, Finland gets a nuclear weapon. No, like America is going at, like, you know, one of their underdogs, one of their, one of their employees, as we can say, like, you know, because NATO is, there's a hierarchy in there, and Finland's at the bottom. Actually, it's not even part of NATO, but, you know, if Finland becomes part of NATO, okay, or it's not part of NATO, but it's part of the EU, and it's part of Schengen, but yeah, so it's pretty bottom of the line. So we all know, by the Western Empire, who's at the top? It is America, all right? So we don't acknowledge this stuff, but it's such a stupid argument that, you know, we say that, you know, that NATO or America is, you know, it's just an accidental empire, man. Hey, man, we don't want to be an empire, you know, we're such a benevolent, and, you know, accidentally we became an empire, and we gain all this arms and armaments. But, you know, it's not, man, you know, we're not like Russia or China or anybody else, you know, we're peaceful guys, man, we're democracy, man, you know, we're just a defense organization, man. Pure and utter bullshit. Look, nobody else has killed as many people as the American government since the end of the Cold War, alright? Not China, not Russia, alright? So, I don't know all the entirety of it, but from what I know right now, since the end of the Cold War, and we won it. Okay, so we won the Cold War, right? So, so we were not even the loser of the Cold War, but let's see what we did after the end of the Cold War. All right, so who we invaded? Haiti, couple of times, Panama, Iraq twice, Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq twice, Somalia twice. Who else? Okay, so we have also other African countries, Mali, Chad, and etc. And you know, that's not to also put in like, you know, the coup d'etats, which I don't know about, you know, because most of them are secret. We did it all over the world. Secret military prisons, torture journalists like Guantanamo Bay, which was not a secret, but we have other places around the world which are secret, and we torture people. So this idea that if we don't stop Russia, that Finland will get nuclear weapons. Look, like, we're going to stand around and let Finland get nuclear weapons. And two, is Finland getting nuclear weapons as bad as us going to fucking nuclear war with Russia? Is it? So let me know, guys, in the comment sections and etc. about how Oh, yeah, fuck Stitch and Adams, man. Lilo and Stitch, that's what they be fucking called, man. Their idiotic analysis of the Ukraine war, how it goes. Thank you. Bye.